This is after when you first got into wrestling and, Rocky sucks, and you're like, grab the mic, and like, there's a lot of things Rock is, but sucks ain't one of them. Maybe I'm not saying the right line properly, but was that kind of like, you don't get to determine my reputation, who I am. I'm taking control of this right up front. Is that like, have you always been like that? Like, hey, I know who I am. I'm not going to let you turn me into who I am. Or was there a moment in your life where you conformed and you're like, I feel like I'm in a cage. I don't want to be in a place like this. I know who I am. I'm going to go out there and show it to the world. Was it that kind of a moment you had?
Yes. You'd like to be able to say, I'm wired that way, and we're all wired that way. But the truth is, we're human beings with big emotions and big swings that we take, ups and downs. And there was a moment where I did conform to the idea that, I shouldn't go to the gym as much, and I need to lose weight, and I started getting insecure. I mean, imagine that. And in terms of Hollywood, right, where they said, you have to be like this, and don't call yourself The Rock, and don't talk about wrestling. And I thought, God, none of that felt right. So I did conform for a few years until I said, I'm not doing this anymore. So the same thing happened, what Patrick is referring to. When I first started my wrestling career, I got there in the WWE, and I have a meeting with Vince McMahon, and Vince says, okay, we're gonna bring you in, and we're gonna, he said, what's important to you? And I said, well, what's important to me is learning the business. Even though I grew up in professional wrestling, still so much to learn, and I wanna be good. I wanna be really good at what I do and put in the time and put in the work, and I would like to not, I'd like, in a way, and I mean this respectfully, I said, I'd like to do it on my own. I don't want to be handed anything or given anything just because my grandfather wrestled for Vince McMahon's dad in the 70s. My dad wrestled for Vince McMahon in the 80s. And I said, and I mean that respectfully. So maybe it's a different name change. I said, but I just feel like I want to do it on my own. He said, okay, got it. So your name is going to be Rocky Maivia, which is your dad's first name and your grandfather's last name. And I went, that's not what I was hoping for. Which again, the name is the name, and people change their name all the time in entertainment. But the interesting thing to your point, Patrick, is that what he did say to me was, I want you to go out there and smile. You got a pretty good smile. I want to leverage that. I want you to go out and smile.
He's probably got the best smile in the world. I mean, some people have it. He's got it.
And he said, I want you to go out there and smile. I want you to be grateful that you're here every night. I made my debut at Madison.
Vince is telling you.
Vince is telling me this. And I understood the logic at that time. He goes, look, I plan on, it seems like you have potential. It seems like eventually we're going to create an opportunity to give you a push. I would like for you to come in and not feel entitled, I want you to feel, I want the audience to feel that you're grateful. So I want you to smile all the time. So I would go out every night, and my music would hit just like this happened here, and I would come out and I would smile. But then when I would get beat, I had to smile, like coming back to the locker room. And eventually people just started to feel like, well, that's not real, it's not authentic. And I started to feel that too. It started to really eat me up inside. So what Patrick's referring to about Rocky sucks, eventually this wild thing happened in professional wrestling where I was given a push, became Intercontinental Champion in the world of WWE, and in every arena across the country, the whole arena was chanting Rocky sucks. But I was a good guy, and I was a kid. I was 24 years old. And I knew every night something has to happen. It's like when you're holding a ball underwater, that analogy, eventually you got to let it go. And I said, something's going to happen here, and I don't know what's going to happen, but this doesn't feel right, and I'm not being myself. You would walk out, and I would hear people go, you suck, and hey, thank you, appreciate it. Like, it was that kind of thing, very inauthentic. And then I wound up getting hurt that summer of 1997, sent home, did rehab on my leg, came back. When I was coming back, Vince said, I'm going to turn you heel, which is wrestling parlance for a bad guy. And I said, okay. And he goes, and if you don't work as a heel and it doesn't work out, then I don't know if you have a future. I went, okay.
Who's in the room? Just you and him?
Me and Vince. Yes. It was always straight up. We had that dynamic, always straight up, always always open and real. And I said, okay. I said, I have one request, what you were referring to. I said, we have a live show, Monday Night Raw, 2 hours of live television. Can I have the microphone for 2 minutes? I just want to express myself. And he went, oh boy, I don't know about that. I said, just give me 1 minute. He said, fine. So I take the mic and I get on, and this is live TV, and I said, and the whole crowd is chanting Rocky sucks, and I said, okay, I got to tell you something. I'm a lot of things, but sucks isn't one of them. And me joining this faction as a bad guy, I said, it's not a black thing, it's not a white thing, it's a respect thing, and a respect that I'm going to earn every single night. And within 2 months, I became the hottest bad guy in the company, and then turned into The Rock. And years later, I'm sitting here with you and sitting here with you.
Unfreaking believable. Unbelievable. So
now, just one thing, just to underscore, the most important thing, I think the takeaway there is being real and being yourself. And that's what I had shared with Vince. I said, look, I can't smile. Why would I smile? I'm coming out of the University of Miami. We were dogs, man. We were bad dudes, yes. I said, and this is wrestling, and this is my blood, and I love it. And I want to talk shit, and I'm going to raise my eyebrow, and drop fools on the people's elbow. And so it's like that kind of thing. I said, it's got to be real and be authentic.
When you said skinny, you just took me somewhere, because I'm trying to see which movie you were skinny in. The one movie you did, and this is going to sound weird that I even seen this movie 10 plus times. It's with you and Vince Vaughn. Is
yes.
it Twinkle Twinkle?
Be cool.
Easy, whatever.
Be cool. Yes.
Oh, be cool. Because you were skinny in that movie, right? Would you? Is that kind of when you're like, I'm going to go to skinny mode?
It was during that time where I went on these crazy diets, and
Who's seen that movie? Anyone seen that movie? If you've seen that movie, you're good people. I love that movie. So that's when you're like, I'm going to go to the skinny, Hollywood model type, because big guys won't make it nowadays.
Well, I was told that, and then you start buying into it. If you have no point of reference or experience, but you have people around you who are telling you, hey, we know this business, this is what you need to do to become a leading man and to become a movie star. You can't be what you were, you have to be what they are. Then you realize, well, actually, the most important thing is to be what I was and am and will be tomorrow, and that's real. And again, that's when everything starts to conform. Hollywood conformed. And I find and what I have found, and I'm sure you guys will agree, is that when you take that kind of action, that kind of step of following your gut and your intuition, taking that step, whatever it is, the universe has a funny way of meeting you halfway.
If there's one thing you're going to get from this interview with The Rock and I, we both love America. We had 2 big flags at our event. He's got a flag in his gym and everywhere he goes. This is the USA gear, limited edition for the rest of the year. If you love America, sport this USA gear. On the side it says Future Looks Bright. On the back it says Valuetainment. On the side it's got the American flag. We got the shirts. We got the flip-flops. These are the only flip-flops I wear when I'm at the house and walking the dogs. It feels amazing with the gel in it. So, if you love America, if you believe the future looks bright, if you love Valuetainment, click on the link above or below. Go wear some of the gear and tag us, because we share the pictures on the podcast all the time. So go to vtmerch.com and place your order.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.